was my first semester in college. The entire experience was kind of difficult to deal with. And so how I was able to move through it is I did the best I could. I went to tutoring, I went to study groups, I did my homework, we had workbooks, I did everything that I felt that I could do.
I went to every tutoring. I went, you know, I put in probably more time than anybody just trying to get through this and keep saying, I can do this, I can do this. It may take me longer than it takes me with English, but I can do it.
So I think as my education progressed, I got socially smarter, I got academically smarter in knowing how to use my resources and not relying upon myself, as I was conditioned to do in high school.
And this is where having a great teacher, you know, this is why teaching is so important to me, is don't be afraid to go to the teacher and say, you know what, I really didn't understand. Can you explain this to me again?
And so finding people who could guide me, to whom I could go to ask questions was, I think, a very important part of my own academic success.
Acknowledging the fact that other people have come the same way I have. Okay, so why not use them as a coach, as a counselor, and shorten the learning time?
Again, there's this impression, oh, Dr. Augustin, and I'm a person just like you, I have weaknesses just like you, and I got into developmental math just like you. And it was a difficult time. And so the good news is that the time is temporary. There's support that you can get to, and even though it feels like it's forever, it really isn't.
A lot of times when you're facing a class that you don't want to take or you're frightened, sometimes the fear of it is worse than the actual experience of it.
And one of the things I put on the board is the word fear, but I put it as an acronym for fantasized emotions appearing real.
I've gotten scared. I've gotten scared about how big something is. I have this paper, I have a thesis, I have a dissertation. Oh my God. No, I don't. I have one sentence to write. Can I do that? I can do that. And then another, and then another. And you keep writing one more sentence until before you know it, hey, I wrote a paper.
It's a secret life, right? You have to leave all the time. And I think that's very taxing on a young person, right?
Yeah.
So when they find somebody who's sharing that kind of experience, I think it's very liberating.
The feeling of being that shameful, sort of demoralizing kind of feeling is, I mean, you're going to feel like that for a little bit, but don't let that stop you getting the help that you need. There are other people in that position, in the same position as you as a student that's been in that position, and all that's going to do is kind of do like what it did for me, kind of hold you back, and you're hiding. That's not good for anybody, and that can affect the way you study, it can affect your esteem. And there are people here on this campus who really want to help. And I would advise students, don't do what I did. Don't make this a lonely, this is my shame kind of thing. Get help. So
if a student, it's an undocumented student, the first thing, I think my first advice is you are not alone. Seek out some people that are in your same situation.
If you can connect, if our students can connect with people, with professors and others on campus that have been through what they're going through now, and allow themselves to be open to the idea, to be led and guided and mentored, it'd be so much better for them.
I think life is a journey, and I think we're really kidding ourselves if we only focus on the successes, because I think we can learn as much about ourselves and success by really examining and dissecting our disappointments and those times in which we didn't reach our own personal potential or measures of success.
Having the wherewithal to be a sponge, you know, and then when there's something that goes awry, asking the question pointedly about that one thing that went awry, rather than waiting to get an answer for that 7 or 8 days or weeks later.
you know that you've got something special inside of you, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to know that talent comes in many different forms.
There was this man, and he was walking on his way, and he fell into a hole. And he looks around and he finds that there's just no way out. He just can't climb out of this hole. So he starts yelling for help. Help me, I'm stuck in this hole. A businessman walks by, and the man yells, help me, I'm stuck in this hole, help me out. And the businessman pulls out his wallet and throws in some money and then keeps on walking. That's not gonna help. So the guy yells out, help me, I'm stuck. And this priest walks by, and the guy yells again, can you help me, I'm stuck in here, can you help me out? The priest writes out a couple of scriptures, throws it down the hole. Then one of his friends walk by, and the man says, hey, I'm down here, help me, can you help me get out? So his friend jumps into the hole, and he looks at his friend and he goes, you dummy, what are you doing? Now we're both stuck here. And he goes, yes, I know. But see, the thing is that I've been here before, and I know the way out.